Calling all cars, calling all cars.
I don't even know what that means.
I don't know what it means. I think it's from a film years ago. It's one of those things, calling all cars, be on the lookout for.
Oh, it's a police thing.
Yeah, Elliot Cohen and his next podcast. By the way, like the one on the Criterion flash sale that you did.
That wasn't a podcast. That was a video.
Oh.
Yeah, there's a difference. See, this is educational just outside of the realm.
To me, it's all visual entertainment.
There's no distinction between cinema and my own
Art.
YouTube videos.
Your own YouTube videos?
Yeah. Are they cinema?
You're comfy there.
Sorry,
He's wriggling around like a fish.
Yeah, okay.
Have I just took you out of your comfort zone or something?
Yeah, maybe. Right, shall we kick this off?
Yeah, I think we do.
So this is My Dad versus World Cinema. So
Yeah.
my name is Elliot Cohen.
And my name is Philip Cohen.
Yeah, this is my dad.
And this is the pandemic edition.
Oh, gosh. Well, no, we're not in a pandemic just yet.
No, but we're nearing it.
Yeah, so...
Do you know, I heard some terrible news about the pandemic.
Go on.
Tom Cruise
Oh, yeah.
is currently being self-isolated in a hotel, which means that he's been closely guarded in a building and he can't leave it.
Yeah.
Just like Katie Holmes.
No, I thought, didn't he leave Italy?
Has he left
I thought...
How's he done that?
Because I think he was filming something and he's got...
Yeah, he was doing Mission Impossible, whatever it is.
Hasn't he got a private plane out of there?
Yeah, but he's not supposed to leave it. He's been mingling with people.
I could imagine that it's like, in one of the films where he just runs away from like a cloud of dust.
Yeah, he's run away from the pandemic.
He's ran away from the virus in the air.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I must admit, we're not making light in any way, shape or form about the pandemic.
No.
Or anybody that's affected by it, because it is serious.
Oh, it's very serious.
I knew that we'd reached the critical tipping point because celebrities are now wearing face masks.
Oh, yeah.
And I saw Gwyneth Paltrow with one. Not in the flesh.
Yeah, they'll soon start making a fashion out of it, though, won't they?
They will do. There'll be Louis Vuitton masks.
They'll be all like bejazzled.
Yeah, they'll have all bits and pieces on them. But I saw her wearing a mask. And that's good from somebody that's made that goop stuff. So I bet we get a lawyer's letter after that one. But I mean, it's interesting how it's making its way into the culture, not just the realm of health.
Yeah. Well, that was the virus update part of the podcast.
That's the virus update part of the
What is this podcast actually about, though? We talk about films, don't we?
It's about film.
Yeah. So this is your journey into world cinema.
This is my journey into world cinema.
Yeah. So how's the journey going so far?
Journey's very good. Nobody's asked me to leave the bus yet.
No. Surprisingly, people are watching and listening. And
thank you so much. I mean, it's great that people are making such kind comments. And
they're pity comments, really. They're just pitying you.
Well, maybe they are. I don't know. But I think at the moment it's lovely to read people's comments and people who themselves have been watching or following some of these films that we've discussed. So that's great. And good to hear how everybody's getting along.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, please keep the comments coming in. And and as we've said before, this is a bit interactive. So we want to hear what film... We're compiling this list at the moment of films that I'm going to be watching in the coming weeks. So we're delighted that people are making suggestions. And I think we have to look at Italy next.
Oh, yeah. Before Italy disappears.
Oh, no, bless Italy. It's a great place, Italy. We love Italy.
I'm not making fun of the virus.
I've not been to Italy, but you have.
Oh, I've been to Italy twice, yeah.
Yeah?
I've been to...
How is the Pope?
That's like when people say, how's the Queen to us?
Yeah, and everybody wears a bowler hat and
drinks tea and crumpets at 2.
And rides around on a red bus.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, we are going to talk about an Italian film soon, but not today.
Not today, because we're back in France.
Back in France. There is an Italian connection, though, in this film, which we'll talk about.
And do you know what? I did my homework.
Oh, gosh.
No, I did, actually. I did my homework on this. We'll come to later on, because I spotted one of the actors in this, and I thought, I mean, literally, he had a very charismatic, handsome, debonair look.
Yeah, you could relate to him, really.
I could. It was like looking in a mirror.
A cracked mirror.
A cracked mirror. Or one of those warped ones you used to have at the seaside.
Yeah.
So anyhow, I looked at and I thought, well, I've seen that face before, and then I realised who he was. So we'll come on to that a little bit later.
We don't want to spoil the surprise.
No, we need to build that momentum.
Yeah, that's not a spoiler.
Keep the audience with us.
It's literally on the front of the box.
But it was a spoiler. No, it's not a spoiler, but we'll come to it a little bit later.
Well, the film we're talking about is we've got it in the back again because that's our shtick.
Shtick?
Yeah. Can you make that on camera? Yeah, I think you can.
It's just like being at the opticians.
Yeah.
Can you just
read the top row?
Yeah, just tell me exactly. Oh, I think you need contact lenses.
Cover one eye and take your trousers off.
What sort of opticians you been to?
Oh, gosh.
Yeah. I need glasses, I think.
Yeah.
I do know. I do need glasses.
You've had laser surgery.
I've had laser surgery.
Yeah.
Many years ago, I was one of the first.
the guinea
they
pigs.
experimented on. That's why one eye goes to the left and one goes to the right.
Yeah. A bit like, what's he called?
Marty Feldman.
From Young Frankenstein.
Because I used to wind up Mum that she looked like Marty Feldman.
Oh,
I'm
that's
very
a
lucky.
compliment, isn't it?
Actually, no, I'm very lucky because I do have a lovely wife who is, as people tell me time and time again, I'm punching above my weight, as I say here.
Stop crossing your fingers when you say that.
No, she is. She's an attractive lady. But I used to joke because she's one of her big things. Her eyes were a big not a selling point. It's not as if her father and mother were trying to sell her in the local.
Oh, gosh.
Bizarre. But she's got really nice eyes. But I used to joke that she looked like Marty Feldman. And if you know anything about Marty Feldman, he was a famous he was part of the swinging 60s. He was a sort of comic stroke actor, and he appeared in quite a lot of films, including one of his most famous parts, besides his eyes, which was Young Frankenstein.
Young Frankenstein, I mentioned that. You just
I
weren't
wasn't listening to you.
You weren't listening to a thing I was saying.
Hey, this is me. I'm doing my spiel. You do yours.
Exactly. We might as well be on separate podcasts at this point. It's you talking, then me talking.
Oh, no, but I like to ramble a little bit.
No, rambling's good. That's what people are enjoying, apparently.
Yeah. So, anyhow...
What were we talking about?
Actually, where were we? What tune were we on?
How did we get onto Marty Feldman?
So, let's just rewind that and go back to Marty Feldman.
No, before that, how did we get onto that?
I don't know.
Gosh, I can't.
Let's go back to the film.
This is totally off the tracks, isn't
right.
it?
So this. Oh yeah, we were talking about opticians. That's what we were on about.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, we're not going to go into the film just yet, but yeah, we are talking about Madame de. Or often known as the earrings of Madame de.
So wait a minute. I'm going to ask you a question.
Oh, go on.
Because when I watched it, I thought I've missed something here. It's Madame de what?
Yeah.
So we don't know.
No, that's the idea.
So both her and her husband, and we'll get on to the film in a second, we don't know what the name is.
No, because throughout the film there are bits where her name should be revealed, and it's obscured, isn't it?
So these could be relatives of ours.
They could be. I think they were far too good looking.
And far too rich.
Yeah.
Far too cultured.
Look, if I got my hands on those earrings, they would be sold straight away.
Yeah, because that's the big thing with this film. So let's talk a little bit about.
Well, no, before we get into the film, I only wanted to mention the film because I've got an announcement to make. I told you about this.
Wait a minute, you got an announcement to make.
Oh, okay, you're making it sound serious now.
Tell me.
But like we've been having some great comments from listeners and viewers and things. Friends of the podcast. One of our friends, Sam Parry. I told you about this, didn't I?
Oh, wait a minute.
So on the last episode, when we were talking about Decalogue Part 1, you mentioned in passing that we should get a theme tune for this podcast.
And our friend Sam Parry has come up with a theme tune.
He has. He's come up with it. I've not even shown it yet.
No, you don't.
I've been keeping it secret, close to my chest.
Yeah, because you might try and record the track.
Mm.
I mean, as in he's done the theme, and you might sing over it.
Yeah. Well, that's not far from the truth, actually, because he's done this kind of moody instrumental piece.
That'd suit you, moody.
Exactly.
Only teasing. Go on.
But no, he's done this great instrumental piece, which we're going to start putting in front of the podcast every time. But I've not prepared it because I'm going to do like a little bit of a voiceover thing on top of it.
Blimey.
You know, like You're now listening to...
You're listening to... Yeah, but because one of the things, as you will notice if you watch this podcast, not just listen to it, is we record this from upstairs in Elliot's house.
Yes.
Now, we've been saying we record it in one of his rooms upstairs, and we're now suspicious that the neighbours think we're up to something. Because neighbours pass by and all they can see is they can see the curtains slightly open.
Yeah.
They can see a big light on.
And they can see a camera pointing at a wall.
Yeah.
And they think there's some kind of shady filmmaking going on.
Yeah.
That's definitely not
That's
cinema.
Tuesday. That's only Tuesdays and Wednesdays. Mondays, Thursdays and Fridays we do podcasting.
Yeah. Oh, God. This has just gone off the rails.
Yeah, but no, so I think what we're going to do is we need a theme tune. I think we might need a bit of a set somewhere.
Maybe. I think this is a pretty good set, though.
I know it's a good set, but I'm just
people
saying...
seem to like looking at the...
Yeah, but I'm trying to raise the production value.
The production value is great.
I know, but I think maybe, listen, we've got people that are spending their time watching this and listening to it.
Yeah.
So I think we've got to up the game at some point.
Well, we'll see. We need sponsors first. We need Elon Musk.
Elon Musk.
We need
Elon Musk.
Netflix,
Disney. Shall we just go through the list? Disney Plus, Sky, now Sky actually is Sky part of Disney now?
No. Fox is part of Disney.
Well, anyhow, we'll have any sponsor.
Yeah,
even the local corner shop convenience store.
Yeah, the local fishmonger. If we can get free fish, you don't even eat fish. So
I could do a whole thing.
Yeah.
On fish.
Oh God, I don't want to hear your thing on fish. But yeah,
back to this film.
Well, no, I was going to say thank you very much for Sam.
Oh no, thank you, Sam. We really appreciate this, and we really appreciate everybody that is either viewing or listening to this podcast.
So, and this is a collaborative project, isn't it? So there's first of all, there's me and you collaborating. Then there's all the lovely people watching and viewing who are collaborating in the comments, talking about these films and letting us know what they think about the films.
I think what we're doing, we're trying to now extend the boundaries of technology.
Yeah.
So I think we've got virtual reality to look at. We've got artificial intelligence.
Yeah. Smell-o-vision.
So we've got all of those things. In fact, the other day I was talking to somebody, because I do talk to people from time to time. And
you don't like to talk, do you?
No. And they were saying that they had recently watched a film with other people on an Oculus Rift.
Oh, yes. Yeah, because in virtual reality headsets, you can download like a program it simulates you being in a theatre or in a living room or something.
So now we're talking.
Oh.
Hey?
Yeah.
We might roll that out. But listen, we really appreciate everybody that's watching and listening.
We still can't believe it.
I can't believe it.
No.
It's the first time anybody's listened to me in ages. You guys never listened to me when you were growing up.
No, definitely not. But look how well I turned out, so that was obviously
that was good. Took no notice of me.
Yeah.
So back to Madame de.
Yeah, so we're going to be talking about Madame de. We're going to talk a bit generally about the film. Then we'll get into some spoilers.
I really enjoyed the film, yet again. 1953, this film.
Yes.
And what was interesting is it had a feel, because as we were watching, I said, this reminds me of an Ealing film from the 50s, 40s or 50s, where you'd have maybe Alec Guinness.
Yeah, Ealing, Ealing for the listeners that don't know what Ealing is.
Famous studio in the UK.
Yeah, it's a British studio from like the 40s and 50s, headed up by
Bolton,
the
Bolton brothers.
Balkan.
Oh, it was a Balkan.
Balkan, and Alexander McKendrick directed like The Lady Killers and a bunch of other films.
Lavender Hill Mob.
Yeah. Well, no, he didn't direct that. I don't.
Oh no, he didn't direct it, but that's one of
other films like Kind Hearts and Coronets.
But it was of that time, and so something that's really sort of a drama. Now this one's a bit of a romantic drama, and what was interesting, I took from it, was at its heart, it was obviously this story about the earrings. So we're not giving anything away when we talk about earrings.
Well, what we'll say about the earrings is the kind of plot of the film is these earrings get passed around from people to people, and in the center of this, there's like a love triangle, isn't there?
Yeah, and the job to have here is the jeweler.
Oh, yes.
Because he is making money hand over fist
Yeah.
on these pair of earrings.
Exactly.
It's great. So so we've got a romantic drama. It's a love triangle. But what I took away from it was very much it was a film that centered around women.
Yes.
And a little bit about the life that they were living. Because this film is set in the time of what they call La Belle Epoque.
Yeah, because it was made in the 50s, but it was set
at the end of the turn of the century. And what it showed is we've got these earrings which are an inanimate objects to which people infer some sort of value. It could be monetary value, it could be emotional value.
And what's interesting is throughout the film, the value of these earrings change, don't they?
Yes.
Because at some points in the film, the earrings are worth more to these people than at other points.
Yeah. And also what it was, it showed as well that what I took away from it is that the way that women were portrayed in that era and may still be portrayed in the 50s was very much the relationship with men. The men were dominant.
Oh, yeah.
The men were powerful. The men were leading. And effectively, sometimes these women led a very shallow, meaningless existence. Not in their own right as individuals and people, but the way that they were treated by...
Just how it should be. No,
don't you say that.
That's a joke.
Oh, my God.
That's a joke, everyone.
He's done that for comic effect.
I was expecting you to make that kind of joke.
I don't know. Listen, I'm well schooled. I don't say anything out of...
Yeah, but that was a joke.
I know it was.
We don't want to get cancelled.
No, again. So it was very interesting how these earrings represented value of different types to people, but it was also very much the way that the film was set as well, because it was a luxurious film as in sets and settings, and it showed really a time and a place in history where it was like the last throws of the dice as far as ultimate power were concerned before obviously what they did, which we realised, the World War I came very soon after that. So people leading strange lives.
Yeah, and one thing you touched on sort of is the class. This is definitely like an upper class film, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
There's actually no dialogue at all on class conflict or differences.
And although emotions were being shown, there was a social structure. And what got me is in parts of the film, it was like the men were colluding and the women were in some ways just another commodity.
Yeah. Like what I think is you could look at this film and you could criticize it and say that it just looks at the upper class and therefore how are we meant to relate to these people if we're not in the upper class? But then I think you could combat that by saying that the class difference is actually symbolized within the gender difference. So you could look at how, the females portrayed in this film, they're almost like the lower class.
Correct.
And the men are the upper class. And it's this conflict between... Maybe I'm reading way too much into it.
You see that even to this day, I think, in certain social structures where commodities, jewels and stuff still are a commodity. They are played as part of a relationship between men and women or people of the same sex.
Yeah.
But there's always a power thing going on there between the person that's the giver and the person that's receiving. So yeah. But the other thing which really interested me was, for the time, you had obviously this love triangle.
Yeah.
But the way that they portrayed the sensuality,
this is very interesting,
was the use of ballroom dancing.
Exactly, yeah. Because this was made in the 50s, at a time when, in this film, there's no sex at all, is there?
No mention of it.
But these are obviously...
A bit like my marriage, but that's another thing.
I don't want to hear about that. These people don't want to hear about that.
No, they don't. Scandal. Front page, hold the press.
Exactly. But yeah, there's no sex in this film. It's all implied.
Yes.
Much like in films that were going on in Hollywood at the time, in the noir films, a lot of the sex in those films was implied by like smoking and, violence.
And the famous one, of course, is the crashing of the waves on the beach on the shore.
Yeah, From Here to Eternity.
From Here to Eternity.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, in Madame Deux, there is a lot of ballroom dancing.
Lots of it.
Yeah. And often...
I think I'm going to take it up, in fact, after watching this film.
Yeah. But it doesn't mean you'll have sex if you do ballroom dancing, if that's what you want.
That's what you think.
That's what I know. I know that for a fact.
Yes, no amount of sequins. I gotta help me on that front.
No, definitely not. But in the film, often they're at these ballroom dances, and they will be the last ones dancing, won't they?
Yeah. It's to the point where everybody's like really fed up.
Yeah.
And wants to go home.
The band are just playing, and half of the band is walking away, aren't they?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's one of the great things about this film is how it symbolizes a very sensual relationship at a time when they couldn't explicitly show that on film.
And lots of the shots as well, lots of swirling shots and...
Yeah, as a film and how it's directed, there's a lot of camera movement, and it really does create that kind of whirlwind effect of a love affair, don't you think?
Yes, because of the, whirlwind romance is
yeah. And in this film, the camera will literally swirl around them.
Yes.
So yeah, it's brilliant.
So I thought for the time, a good narrative, a good story. What really? I mean, we've looked at some of the emotion and the characters there, but getting back to the earrings, those earrings go on some journey.
Yeah, and I mean, we don't want to spoil,
but the twists and turns.
But it's very interesting, and there's a lot of. You could look at how the plot of this unravels, and you could say, "Well, that's unrealistic. That would never happen." But it adds this kind of...
Well, we've got a story. Because
well, I'll mention... Shall I mention that now?
You mention that.
Well, basically, recently, so my girlfriend, Becky, she went on holiday with some of her friends, and she had a necklace that I had given her when we first met years ago. And she lost this when she was on holiday. Yeah. And she was really upset. So... What I did is, as soon as I heard that she'd lost it, I went online and I bought the exact one that I'd bought years ago. And I had to track it down because it wasn't, readily available and stuff. So I ordered it online and I was like, yes, this is going to be a great surprise. And anyway, later on, she finds the necklace again. And I'm like, oh, well, now I've got two. So...
If you watch this film, you'll know what we're talking about.
Because what I was saying before that is there's the concept of fate or destiny in this film. How this physical object, no matter how far away from these people it gets, it comes back.
Yeah, back into their life. So
it's a bit like the god Thor and his hammer. No, that was a crap.
I haven't watched Thor.
No, but like Thor can like make his. Oh
yeah,
back to him.
Yeah.
That was a joke.
Can we cut that bit out?
I'm gonna. No, I'm too lazy.
I'm only joking.
I'm too lazy to cut that out. So you can just cringe at it. Please let us know in the comments if you cringed at what I just said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the film. So we've talked around and about the film. Good film. Good for its time.
And you say good film. I think it's a great film.
Well, yeah, I think I appreciate it's a great film because of this twist and turn of the narrative.
Something I'm worried about is that I'm showing you all these films, which I think are great, and you're getting used now to these films being of a level that it's actually kind of lessening the effect. Does that make sense? If you watch good films all the time, a good film might not hit you as much.
What will happen is I'll become a bit like becoming acclimatized as a runner. If you're running up a mountain, or Kilimanjaro, whatever it is, I'll become acclimatized, and that'll be the bar.
It's like becoming desensitized, isn't it?
Yeah,
you're so used to it that when you get it, it doesn't mean as much.
But it was a good film. I mean, great film.
Yeah,
good for its time. Good narrative, good story. Interesting how we had human emotion We had inanimate object, which at time its value changed depending on the emotions.
And we're going to talk a bit about that in the spoilers.
And definitely one to watch, without a doubt,
for sure.
But sorry, Vittorio De Sica.
Vittorio De Sica, yeah.
Even him,
yeah.
Yes, who of course is who's the main romantic lead.
He is. He's what's she called? Danielle Derieux. I think that's how you say it.
Yeah, and he's a famous director.
Yeah, Vittorio De Sica.
Yeah, Italian director.
Yeah, he's a famous. That was the connection to Italy.
Correct.
So we might have to watch one of his films soon.
I think we should,
because he made the great Bicycle Thieves.
Shall we get on to the spoilers?
Yeah. So we're going to get onto the spoilers now.
I think with the spoilers, we'll have to dip in and out of certain scenes for those who've watched it, because there's a lot of twists and turns as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. Well, that's what we'll do.
Good. So let's get to the spoilers.
So yeah, we're going to get into spoilers. You don't want to do a duck noise, do you?
No, I've
that ship sailed.
That ship sailed.
Yeah.
It was funny at the time. I'm gonna have to come up with something.
It wasn't even funny at the
time. I
time.
might play the banjo.
Okay.
Next time round, I might do that. But anyhow, let's go on to the spoilers.
Okay, so you've been warned. So
you've been warned.
We're now in spoiler territory.
We're now in we're in the uncharted, the unknown.
You're not in Kansas anymore.
You're not in Kansas anymore, Toto or Tito. We're back to Michael Jackson.
Tito.
Hello, Tito.
Bubbles.
We'll have to do the Bubbles podcast.
What does that mean?
I don't know. We'll just make it up. It sounds good. Do you know when people get a name for something and then they fit the content around it? That's what they do in Hollywood.
Like My Dad versus World Cinema. We just made that up.
You made that up. Actually, must give you full creative copyright and whatever.
And we're just winging it.
Yeah. No one could script this.
No.
So on to the spoilers. So here's the story. What I'm going to talk about a few parts and you jump in.
But you don't have to repeat the story.
I'm not going to repeat the story, but what I like is at the beginning we have the Madame of Madame de, who's married to this, is he like a general or something, or a major or some military guy?
Yeah, because he's
a count.
Yes.
And he, there was a joke there.
There was a joke. I was thinking the exact same joke.
Yes, that's... No, we won't go there.
Are we not going to stoop to the...
No, not yet.
No.
The FCC might be watching this in the States.
Yeah.
Might get banned. We have to go to Sirius XF, or whatever it is, XM. So she's in this loveless relationship with the Count. And he treats her... He's wily character. He knows that there's nothing between them, but he can't. He needs the social prestige of having this wife.
Yeah,
but he's also got a mistress. And what and his wife obviously has been hitting the tables a bit too much. She's been gambling.
Yes.
So she's run up a load of debts. So she comes up with this plan around the earrings to take the earrings that he's bought for her and to then sell them, get the money. But she's going to come up with an elaborate plan that they've been stolen or they've gone missing.
They've gone missing at the theatre. They go missing, yeah.
Now, why I talk about those early scenes is this is a woman who's been given a pair of earrings and she looks at them purely from the monetary value because the person that gave them to her, who's her husband, there's no emotional value at all in that transaction. She's just not bothered at all. You then go further into the film where her beau...
Yeah, she's met the love of her life.
She's met the love of her life, do lots of dancing. And he then, as part of the plot, he's got the earrings and he gives them to her. Yeah. And now all of a sudden those earrings have got an emotional attachment.
Exactly.
Which are far more than the value that she would have put on them in the preceding scenes, which was all just monetary. The other scene which I like is a little bit that we're still on these earrings, these transactions going back and forward. And as I said, Mr. Remy, the jeweler, was making an absolute fortune because these were being sold, bought, resold, bought, resold again. But we come to one of the scenes towards the end where the husband obviously has retrieved these off his wife, and he now wants his wife to give them to his niece who's just had a baby.
Yeah.
But unknowns to him, his niece, they're having financial problems, so she ends up going back and selling them again to the jeweler, Mr. Remy.
Yeah.
And I think then we've got a climactic scene. Now, there's a bit in this scene because obviously we've got the madam who has, yet again, very much like in another film that we watched, another French film, she's got a weak heart.
Yeah.
So this must have been a big thing in France.
Is that just a French thing?
Yeah, but she
having a weak heart.
No, but that's the second time I've seen it in a French film of that era.
No, that's what I mean. Like in Diabolique.
Yeah, like in Diabolique, she had a weak heart, and so she's got this weak heart. And I think what is good from me is obviously we've now got the climactic, the climactic scene, which I really enjoyed, was obviously the setting of this duel.
Yeah.
Because she knows that the love of her life is about to go and duel her husband. And
when you say duel, you mean like a duel?
Yeah, not
duel.
Did I say
no? I misheard you there.
Did I say duel as in like a duel?
Yeah, I thought it said duel.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you know, like a pistol thing.
Yeah, a pistol thing.
It's a pistol thing. So they're going to obviously one of them's going to shoot the other one, kill the one. But the way that it's done, that final scene, obviously she ends up passing away. And the earrings again are now in somewhere else, and we'll probably start that journey again. So, I mean, there's lots that have been missed out really in some of those scenes.
Yeah.
But I thought it was a great film. Really enjoyed it.
I'm
going to set up a jeweller's online selling to the French aristocracy. Because if this is the sort of things they get up to, we can make money.
Yeah, but your jewellers would be like Adam Sandler in Uncut Gems.
Yeah,
that's the kind of jewelry.
Hey, yeah, we gotta go and do. Yeah, no, don't worry. I'll get the money for you tomorrow.
What is it about films about like jewelry and jewellers and gambling? There's like a big connect. There is a big connection. Some kind of connect, because Uncut Gems.
Yes,
maybe that's a great double bill.
Uncut Gems and Madame de.
Because in Uncut Gems, there's obviously the.
We could start doing this at jewellery conventions.
Yeah. Exactly.
So we could find out where the National Association of Jewellers in the UK are holding the next conference, and we could set up a booth outside, and effectively have a film night for jewellers.
I might do a YouTube
and
video.
Steal the kit while they're in the watching the film.
I might do a YouTube video, top 10 jewellers in films.
Wow.
I've got two right here.
You're getting ahead of yourself there.
Yeah.
So good film. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. So what was your favourite scene, if you had to pick one scene? My
favourite scene of all...
Because for me, it was probably one of the dancing scenes.
Well, yeah, because I like the dancing. One of the scenes which I thought really got across the depth of love between between Madame and I forgot the name of the character played by Vittoria De Sica.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Yeah, but they portrayed a love which, when they danced in a scene where everybody's suddenly gone, in fact to the point where the band is getting up and going.
Yeah. They
were impervious to the world around them. They were just the two of them wanting to be together.
Exactly.
So I thought it was very romantic.
Yeah.
Very emotional. But as I said, it was a film that really was a film centered on women. And I think possibly for the time, in what would have been a very male-dominated narrative in a lot of films, I think it was something quite different, something special.
Yeah, for sure.
So we've got a couple of ideas now. We're going to have the new jewellery convention. We're going to do the famous films with jewellers in them.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do my own podcast about something.
Oh, no.
No, I'm not.
Wait, I thought we said we weren't going to split up this soon.
No, we're not going to break. This is Simon Garfunkel.
We can't break up the band.
No, we've got to get at least another 3 albums out. That's the deal.
Another 3 episodes. We'll get 3 episodes out. And
wait a minute, we've got talking about music and getting back to the theme tune. I think we should get that ready for the next episode.
Oh yeah, I'm going to promise that. That's a promise.
And I think I am going to be shopping around for a new studio. Not a studio as in distribution, because we're not there.
No.
But I think we might need I love the set though, But the thing is,
but you must not love the set.
I do love it. I do. No, I like it, but I think production value. We need to up the
This
game.
is grandma's money.
I know it's
like
grandma's
you keep
money.
saying.
It is grandma's
money.
This is grandma's money.
Yeah, all of this
shiny kit is grandma's money. Bless. What we should do is call it Grandma Productions.
I mean, you can do. I'm okay with that.
Or we name it after where she was born. Mars. No, I'm only joking. My mother, the alien. No, we should. We should do something in her honor.
Yeah. So
she'll be immortalized, not just in film but in podcast.
Exactly.
So I think we've got a few things to go at, but obviously I'll be keeping people up to date at the beginning of all of these podcasts on the state of coronavirus.
Oh gosh. I hope it just goes
Can
away.
I just say something? If anything happens to Gwyneth Paltrow or Tom Cruise, I'm going to be devastated.
Why was there an awkward silence?
I think the impact struck me. What might happen?
Yeah, it got too real, and
it just honestly, I thought, oh my God, I can't. It was just my mind went blank. You know, like when pilots, unfortunately, in that 30 seconds before they crash in an airliner, there's total silence in the. I'm just rubbing my nose. I think I've got it. Coronavirus. But they go silent because the brain is trying to process all that information and what is about to do, and the brain is they just can't take it in. So it's a bit like me. If anything happens to any famous Hollywood actor or actress, I don't know how I'd get on.
No, definitely not.
I think with that we might.
Yeah, well, we'll start landing this ship, won't we?
Well, let's start landing this ship. Let's bring it into a comfy thing. So I think also we want, if we're going to go to Italy in either this podcast or the next one, we've already got some suggestions.
Yes,
but please feel free to give us more Italian suggestions. And we might have to do this podcast. I might have to sit at home, and you might have to sit at home. We might have to do some sort of remote working if the virus takes off. But I tell you what, we could get a really cheap deal on a hotel in Venice at the moment.
Yeah,
to hold a conference.
Surely though, like if I catch the virus or you catch the virus, we both might as well just have the virus. Like,
but it could be deadly to me.
Oh, it could be.
Honestly, it could be.
No, it could be actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. So yeah,
God, it just got very morbid very quickly, didn't it?
But I have got a supply. But I've told you earlier, I've got a supply of N95 respirators.
Yeah.
So I'm okay.
And you're selling them on the black market.
Yeah, black market, £500 a piece.
Yeah.
No, but I have got them. We have to take precautions.
Yeah.
It's written into the contract for this podcast.
It is.
Yeah. You know, like when they have to insure, for instance, if Harrison Ford, when he was coming back to do the last set of the trilogy, one of the things they stopped him doing was flying, I think. Because remember when he crashed?
Exactly.
And it's like, you know, Disney and Lucas were like, hey, whoa, no more flying.
Yeah.
So that's what they've done with me. They've said, look, you have to wear the mask. Coronavirus or no coronavirus. Can't take any chances.
No, exactly. But yeah, so this has been another episode, hasn't it?
It's been another episode 8.
Yes, episode 8.
Yeah. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the judge because as I said, the original sentence was 10 podcasts that I had to do as community service.
Oh yeah.
So what I might say, look, I'm actually enjoying it now.
10 podcasts like the 10 Commandments,
like Decalogue.
Like Decalogue, yeah. One commandment for each podcast.
Yeah, one film.
But yeah, we've been talking about Madame de.
Madame de.
We didn't even mention the director as well. I'm going to just quickly mention Max Ophuls.
Hey, pardon?
Max Ophuls is the director of this film.
Right.
He's a great French director.
I thought you were going to say he's a great friend of mine.
He is. I speak to him every day.
Yeah. What, through a seance?
Yeah.
Have you got a clairvoyance?
Exactly, yeah.
Medium?
Yeah. But no, he's a great director. He's made a lot of other films.
Is he still alive?
No, he's not. No.
Well, that's okay. So you'd have to use a medium.
Yeah. Or a large.
You can't. One of those mediums that you can't find. You know, medium rare. Sorry.
But yeah, he's got a bunch of films in the Criterion collection anyway, so it's worth checking out.
Name a couple of films, obviously, besides this.
So he made a film called La Ronde.
Yeah.
Which had Anton Walbrook from The Red Shoes. That's over your head.
No, because I've got a really itchy nose. Apologies for that. This might be what they show on the news.
Yeah,
and here's the man. Just moments before he caught the virus.
I hope you've not been powdering your nose before.
I don't do that sort of stuff.
No, but Anton Walbrook, were you going to say something about
Anton Walbrook, obviously. Yeah, I did watch we have watched The Red Shoes. I haven't watched it.
No.
But I've been walking through the living room as you watched it, and you were enthusing about it being one of your best films ever.
Exactly. And Anton Walbrook, famously, his real name is Adolf.
You're joking.
So when he came to make films in Britain, he decided, hey, I'm going to change my name because
don't blame him.
Now's not a good time to be called Adolf.
Yeah, especially in the late 40s, early 50s.
Yeah. It was, yeah.
Bloody hell, he was taking a chance just coming to England.
I know. Early 40s, yeah. You don't want to be called Adolf.
Oh, gosh.
But yeah, he was in that film, La Ronde. Max Ophuls directed a film called Le Plaisir, which I think is the pleasure or something.
The other good thing about this whole series is even if I hadn't, and I don't believe this is happening, but even if I hadn't of taken to the film, my foreign language, my pronunciation skills would have gone up.
Yeah. They've not gone up much.
No, but I mean, at least I can.
You still can't say diabolique, even though you've
diabolique.
Yeah, but you do it in that weird way.
Yeah, but I like to put a bit of emotion into it.
Oh, God.
Charles Aznavour.
You're just going to offend all our French listeners.
Actually, you know who Charles Aznavour is?
No.
Charles Aznavour, didn't he write... well, he sang a famous thing called She. She may be the one... Da, 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 that.
Oh, yes.
So if he's Charles Aznavour, I think I'm Charles Aznaclou.
Oh, God. This has just been
at this point, I would warn people it's probably time to leave because these jokes are going downhill fast.
Yeah. Has this been our worst one yet?
Do you know what? I would think so.
We're just getting worse and worse.
Yeah. It's the earrings I keep thinking about.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have made me wear them whilst we were watching the film.
That's just reminded me. So recently, Becky ordered some earrings online.
Yes.
Now, have you heard of this website called Wish?
Yes, I have.
Wish is like this. It's a website where a load of Chinese companies sell products to the West.
This podcast is brought to you by the people at Wish. Sorry.
But anyway, they sell these products on Wish at like ridiculously cheap prices because they're all made at scale in China. She bought these earrings that were being advertised as weight loss earrings.
Weight loss.
So you put them on and it makes you lose weight.
I'll have a pair because, as I said, I'm still doing my Adele. I'm following Adele.
Yeah.
Not literally, but I'm following her diet plan.
Mm. I thought you were following Adele PC.
No, I can't do that. Too much hassle. And your mum didn't like it the first time.
What?
Me following Adele. Physically following Adele.
Oh, I was talking about Adele PC, a computer.
That
joke's gone over your head. Right, okay.
Yeah, that's when Dell used... Yeah, I mean, that would have worked in the 1990s. Why didn't you mention Microsoft XP while you're at it? Windows 95.
No one even knows what Dell is these days.
Or a Gateway PC. That was the other one.
Yeah.
Of the time.
Gateway drug.
Yeah, Gateway drug was my Gateway PC. So I think we've reached the limits of...
Yeah, we're reaching 44 minutes.
I think we've gone into the stratosphere.
We've overstayed our welcome.
I think what we've done, we've gone so deep into this movie that now as we're resurfacing, we're getting the bends. Not the bends as in a Mercedes Benz, but the bends. I must go and have elocution lessons, you know.
I thought you were going to say therapy.
Well, that's been mentioned many a time before.
Yeah. No, I think I need elocution lessons because you are still much better at talking than I am.
Yeah.
I even struggle just saying that sentence then.
Yeah, but the thing is, I make no sense. Maybe I'm some sort of Tibetan Buddhist philosopher. But I'm coming out with all of this stuff, which sounds like nonsense.
You do make some bad sense, though.
Yeah, but that's a completely different thing. That's when we get to the smell-o-vision with this thing. Then people for themselves will be able to say,
yeah,
scratch
and sniff.
Oh, yeah. No, we won't do that. Well, listen, thank you so much for yet another episode. We've got to episode number 8.
Yeah, there was at least 2 minutes worth of value in this.
Yes. A bit like the Jewels, you'll have to try and look, rewind it, listen to it again, and try and find out where the value was.
Yeah. If you can tell us which 2 minutes were the actual value in this episode, we would love to know.
We would love to know.
We won't be offended if you say the other 43 minutes were crud.
Yeah, crud. That might be an English term, crud.
Yeah. You can let us know, our American listeners.
Do you understand what crud is?
Do you know what crud is?
Because you're watching it now.
Steaming crud.
Well, listen, thank you so much.
Yeah.
And we're looking forward to hearing your comments. And obviously, we will have another podcast going up again soon because we've got a couple of more films that we need to do. And then we'll be moving on to maybe some sort of requests. So people send us in the films.
Well, like mentioned, we're going to go to Italy.
What's the one that somebody's not in a very nice way, they're very, very kindly, when I was going on about the hard stuff and they've said, look, you should try this on
Right, okay, yeah, this is an Italian film.
Is it Salo?
Called Salo or Salo. I'm not quite sure on the pronunciation. Salo, or the 120 Days of Sodom.
Really?
So, yeah, exactly.
Ouch.
So it's, there's a lot of exploitation in the film. There's a lot of feces. And it's an Italian film. Interestingly enough, directed by Pier Paolo Pasolini, who directed...
Wasn't he the sixth Pope?
Well, no, you mentioned the Pope, right? Interestingly, he directed a film which is the only film ever approved by the Vatican.
I know what it is.
Go on.
No, honestly, I think I know. Is it the Song of Bernadette?
No, the Song of Bernadette wasn't.
Right, it's the Nun story?
No. It's an Italian film.
Wait a minute, is it Fellini?
No, it's Pasolini. I just told you. It's
I know, sorry. Just shows you how much
you're just not even listening. You're just naming Italian people now.
Yeah.
No, it was the Gospel according to Matthew. I don't know. You've not seen that.
No.
Yeah, it's all about Jesus.
Don't tell me how it ends.
They love that stuff in the Vatican.
No spoilers, please.
No. Don't wait for the podcast on that one.
Yeah.
Spoiler: he dies.
Oh no!
He dies in the end.
No, he hasn't.
Comes back.
No, he hasn't. Hey, listen, we are Christians, so we have to. We're adhering to that narrative.
What?
But the Lord has risen.
Yeah, but I said he dies and comes back.
Yeah, so that's what we're adhering to.
Yeah.
Either that, or Grandma's going to come back from the dead and take every single Blu-ray you've got.
Yeah. Except the Gospel according to Matthew, which is up here somewhere.
Right. I'll watch that with you one of the nights.
That should be our Easter special.
Yes.
We're going to do an Easter special on God.
Yeah. I'm going very careful because there's 52 jokes there that I could have made, but I don't want to get stoned. Not stoned as in on the beer or on the...
you don't get stoned
wacky-backy.
You don't get stoned on beer.
It just shows I don't drink, of course.
That's how cool you are.
Yeah, I don't drink.
No.
Yeah.
Gosh.
I'm the sort of guy at 60 that asks kids of 16 to go in and buy me liquor.
Yeah.
Anyhow, I think we wind this up because there's only so much people can take.
I can't take anymore.
And
I'm exhausted.
Yeah. Let's go and have we'll have to go and we'll have to do...
I've got to get stoned on some beer.
We'll have to cool down now. There's actually should be a cool down setting. You know, like when you go to the gym.
Yeah.
And you get on a machine and you do all your...
God, who told you about that?
I read about it. And then once you stop you go into a cool down mode.
Yeah, because if you stop abruptly, like if we stop this podcast abruptly now, people would be like, oh...
Yeah, so we have to just gently...
That's what your body does.
Yeah. So all we say to people is just step back from the computer, step back.
Just what you should do is instead of just cutting this completely, just lower the volume of your computer.
Yeah, just slowly until it fades into this. We see you next time. Thank you so much. Cheers.
That's
that is it. Bye bye.
Bye bye, everyone.